And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. But the boat by this time was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea.
Stop right there.
So,
Go back to when he said the winds, that part.
okay. So, way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them.
Notice that the winds and the waves is already
in action.
Go ahead.
And the fourth watch of the night came. Sorry about that. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, Is it a ghost? You want to keep going?
Keep going. I'll tell you.
And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid.
Keep going.
And Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, Come, meaning Jesus said, Come. So Peter got out the boat and walked on water and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid.
Stop right there. Notice when he stepped out the boat. Well, before he stepped out the boat, you know, the winds and the waves was already inactive. So the thing is, when he seen Jesus, you know what I'm saying, he got off the boat and, you know, walked towards Christ or whatnot, you know. But the very second he got distracted by something that was already inactive, as far as the winds and the waves, he started focusing more on the winds and the waves and everything. Guess what happens?
And beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took a hold of him, saying to him, Oh, you little faith, why you doubt? And when they got into the boat, and the wind ceased. And those in the boat worshiped him, saying, Truly, you are the Son of God.
Okay, you can stop right there. In other words, that's how it is in our lives sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We kind of like conquered ourselves before we even step off the boat. Mm-hmm. Peter was already pretty much almost in denial the very second. The wind was already blowing. So that shouldn't have even been an option. Like, hey, the wind's blowing. Let me just go ahead and go forward and keep my eyes directly on Christ. And that's what we do. We start the focus for 1 minute on Christ. But then once we start going and through some type of trials in life, whether it's our job, it's our house, it's our kids, it's our husband, it's our wife, it's our boyfriend, it's our girlfriend, it's an old friend or whatever, those are the winds, those are the waves that we get distracted from. And then guess what happens?
And then you lose that faith, knowing these things go on in life every day, 24/7. And you're not supposed to worry about these things because God will cover you, and you're supposed to focus on him and know that he will pull you through it. But because sometimes we let these things distract us, we lose that faith when the faith is already in you, which is in the Lord, in God. And we will I see some of the comments coming up, so we're gonna come back at you with the comments in a minute. Give us a minute and we'll come to the comments.
So ask yourself this: where is your faith at now in this life that you live? What is faith to you?
So that's our question. We'll give y'all a minute to answer that as we still talk. As we still talk, we'll ask those questions and see what y'all got to